Hi, good morning, friends. How are you on this Thursday? Glorious, glorious morning here from Texas, but boy, is it going to be a hot one again today. It was 103 yesterday, and that's hot, really hot when you add humidity on top of that. So let's get ready. I did a wear test yesterday and followed back up with you. I'm not sure if you saw it. I really wanted to test out the CoverGirl ageless foundation and do it on a really hot day to see if there was any movement or cracking in the actual foundation of the foundation, and there wasn't. I was really amazed that there was no cracking here and no cracking here. To speak of, there was a little bit that down here, but that was at 7 o'clock last night. So my makeup had been on almost 12 hours, and I was out in the heat for 3.5 hours yesterday. Not all the time, but in and out. And it stood up really well. So there you go. If you live in a humid climate, that's going to work for you. Um, I did, I did also remember, wanted to remind you, I did use this under it. I used more here, and I'm using a little bit more up here just to give those products more traction. Um, so obviously today I'm wearing blues. We're going to use this palette right here. It's a blue-green palette. Had it for eons. It's got really, really vibrant blues in it, so I wanted to use those today. So let's get going. Grab your drink. Uh, Grab your drink, grab your tools, and makeup. Let's get going. I've done all my prep, my standard prep with my Fix and Glow, my e.l.f. primer, my under eye corrector, which I used the neutral again today, and my petroleum. Now I'm going to come in with my Fenty tinted moisturizer. It was so hot, and I feel really like I need some more moisture on my face. So I'm going to use a moisturizer today. The other one is not drying out my face. I don't want to say that, but just in this really humid environment, I want to make sure that I am really keeping my face hydrated. And you're probably thinking, well, you've got enough humidity. Is that not doing it for you? And no, it doesn't. Surprisingly enough, um, because it is so hot, have a tendency to dry out, obviously. You get up into those kinds of numbers, it's really hard to keep your skin moisturized, even if you're, using as many products as I use. It's still hard to keep your skin moisturized in such really hot conditions. A little more. It's tinted moisturizer, so the more you use, the more your face is going to be beautifully moisturized. So this on here, they're all really blended in well. This we've got, according to the weatherman, we've got another 5 days of this incredible heat. It is so dangerous too. All I can tell you is if you're going to get out, make sure that you are checking your weather reports for sure, and then make sure that you have some sort of water or drink with you in case you break down, because you just never know. All right, I'm gonna use some concealer today, only because I'm using such a light foundation product with my tinted moisturizer. Just want a little bit of help to cover up a little bit. Not much, just a little. Just enough to give me that kind of oomph, if you will. I'm looking at the calendar last night and counting the time between now and the time I go on my trip home to Australia for my mom's final wishes, and can't believe it's already here. And what I mean by that is it's just about a month away. And oh Lord, I don't know. So many so many things to worry about. It just sometimes becomes so overwhelming for me. Okay, I do use my uh, concealer brush when I'm working around my eyes because I love the way that it sort of blends into here. Such a soft brush, and Ananice. You guys asked me about this the other day. These are great brushes. They really are. They're worth the investment. I don't know what products are on her website now, but I do know that they are definitely a great investment. They're not going to be the cheapest for sure, but they last. And I've been very, very pleased with them. Would love to buy the full set, and give away and throw away all of these old brushes that I have, but last time I looked, it's just a little too expensive. If you do by chance go to their website and you buy any, let me know. Let me know which ones you buy and what the price is that you got them for. I'd be really curious to know where they are right now in their price points and what packages of brushes that she's got on the market now. Okay, let me tell you what this one is before we get to powder. I'm going to kind of let that all dry just a little bit there. And I do want to give my brows a brush. They look a little haggard today. Isn't it amazing how you have one brow that just does great every day, and then one that you struggle with every day? Why is that? Anybody know? Okay, this is a LA Colors eyeshadow palette. It is a beautiful blue palette. It's gorgeous blues. Look at that. Just absolutely stunning. LA Colors, and it is Splash. 10 color eyeshadow Splash by LA Colors. Had it a really long time. It has beautiful greens in it too. But it's a really nice eyeshadow palette. The colors are really vibrant, so you have to be careful when you go to put them on. Don't get a lot on your brush because then it could be a lot of blending. I had that happen the first time I used that particular palette, and I was like, oh heavens, way too much, way too much. Start small and build is the key with this palette for sure. Okay, now I am using my Laura Mercier tinted powder. also use my, forgot to mention, my e.l.f. 4-color contour palette. I decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and get a new camera for my filming. So I'm really hopeful that that process looks a little bit better. I'm just not real good at all that tech stuff, and I finally yesterday went and talked to somebody and purchased a new camera, so I'm really keep my fingers crossed that I got the right one and that I'm going to have good success now in having my filming look a little bit better, more professional. Okay. What am I going to do today? I'm going to use two colors in this palette. We're going to use this, let's see if I can, there we go. We're going to use this one right here, this really light color blue. And then we're going to use one of these darker color blues for outlining. And depending on how that looks together, we may have to get out a darker color pencil just to do the outlining, because I don't know, can't remember on this how well that dark blue differentiates from this lighter blue. So let's just see. Remember what I said, small applications at first, when you just don't want to get like I just did there. Yeah. All right, let's just blend. I'm using a denser brush with this palette because of the saturation that I get. It definitely controls the color application better with a denser brush. Probably have to come in and pick up a lot of fallout, but that's okay. And I know for sure I'm going to have shadowing over in the corner here. So that's all okay when you're using one of these type of palettes. Deepening the blue, it looked a little green when it went on my lid. Could just be the shadowing though from my light. We'll see how this all blends out together here. I know we're going to be using a really fluffy brush here in a second to blend all this. And trying to make sure that I get my color saturation on each side equal. And bringing it up in here. Okay. I do want to clean this brush right away because it'll hang on there and you don't want that to happen. I am going to use a darker pencil to do some outlining. First, I want to clean up because there is quite a bit of fallout. So we're going to use our little powder puff and finishing powder, which is my perfect pink finishing powder that I get from Amazon. Making sure that we don't have a bunch of fallout there. And we don't. Okay, now let's grab a really fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend this really well. Blend up and out and up. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brown pencil and I'm going to outline, but then I'm going to come back with a really small brush, really small tipped brush, and we're going to dip back into that blue and go over the pencil with a darker blue. So go down on the lower lash line. I don't put in the waterline itself. A lot of people do, and I just don't get a lot of really good luck with that. To me, it slips way too much, and then you get goopy stuff coming out of your eyes, and I just don't find that very attractive. For me, anyways. A lot of people do use it in the waterline, and it looks great on them. It's just, again, this is preference, and my preference is that it just doesn't look good on me. So, okay, we are dipping back in the blue now. I got this tiny little brush. I'm picking the ends and getting it wet. I'm dipping into the darkest blue here. And I am going over that pencil with the dark blue. And I will probably blend a little bit of this with, no, it looks good. I don't need to do anything but just cover this up with my darker blue. You might get some more fallout here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, LA colors. Now, I do need to pick up a sort of denser brush here. I'm going to dip into my pink setting powder, my perfect pink pack. And we're going to go here and make sure that there's no blue creeping over into here. And there is just a little. Really make sure that we get. And then we're going to come underneath. And we're just going to ever so gently add a little bit of powder underneath there. Same on this side. Definitely don't want blue shadowing here. And we are just adding a little bit underneath, blending that out really well. That looks really pretty. Again, the blue and the brown together are just right on the money. Okay, where is my... I'm going to use the same color lipstick I used yesterday, my Bronzini, because I have a really vibrant blue on. I don't want a... Sorry, I can't talk and do this. I don't want a really bright and vibrant color on my lip. It would clash. So my lip is a more, it's still a bold color, but it's not a really bright color. Okay, let's just take our powder puff and let's just make sure that we're all blended here. It's good. Okay. Now blush. Dolce, Milani, her new baked blush line, which are gorgeous. There's so many beautiful colors in this new line from Milani. This one definitely is my favorite. And there is another one very, very sort of similar to this. It has a lot more peach in it. I don't wear peach a whole lot, but it is just as gorgeous as this darker. So you can see there's actually some peachy tones in this, but it goes on much pinker and mauve color. The other one, when I tested it, it went really orange because it is a peach, and that just does not look well. Does not look good for me because I have pink undertones in my skin. It like flashed. So pink is definitely the best undertoned blush for me. Okay, let's get our lashes twirled. So what we did today is we used two different type of blues, a lighter blue for all over the lid and the socket itself, and then we blended it up. And then we came back after that with a darker blue, and we put that on the outer lines of the eye to outline the eye. And then, because it's not quite bold enough on its own, added a little bit of brown liner and then blended it together, and it worked out perfectly. One of the keys too, when you're trying to do that, is when you add that darker blue, just get the top of your really fine brush, fine point brush, and wet it, because then it grabs the product and it goes on. It'll dry almost instantaneously, but it just helps you get it on and put it exactly where you want it to stay. And of course, we are using my go-to mascara, which is my L'Oreal Panorama in black. Hope your week is going well for you. You're getting a lot done and you're productive and you're feeling great about your week. And can't wait for my podcast to start, because we're going to do several podcasts on makeup, the makeup industry, skincare, and do a pretty good deep dive into products and the contents of some products. There's some things that are going on in the industry that are not exactly okay with me. Um, Especially with a lot of the shimmer products that are on the market today. There's a specific product, a specific ingredient in these products that comes from India. And it comes from the ground. And there are little children, I mean little children, under 10, that are going into these very unsafe caves with hand tools to get this product out. And there's been so many children die because these are not caves that are well supported. These are just hand dug holes. These little kids are getting into the ground because their families can't make any money and they're so poor. And so these children are going in and digging out this ingredient that's being sold to a lot of the name brand companies, and I'm not okay with that. I don't think little children should be doing that. Little children should be living their childhood, and I have a problem with that. So we're going to do a deep dive into that, find out some more information about it, do some research, and just a whole bunch of other things too. I'm very excited about. I hope you will join me and continue to be part of our community here. We're just expanding it into a lot of other things. I will still be doing these, however, this will not change. This is part of my routine now, and even if I'm not going anywhere, I just feel better when I take the 30 minutes to get myself ready for the day. Because as I keep telling you guys, you never know what's going to happen in your day. You never know what's going to, you may not be going anywhere, but then you may have to go somewhere at the last second. And why not be prepared, right? And it makes you feel good when you have yourself together and you feel confident about yourself and how you look, and just radiates out of you. At least that's the feeling that I get. Okay, let me get my glasses on and let's see how dirty are they. Yeah, they're pretty dirty, but we'll clean them in a minute. That's really pretty. Gorgeous blue. Gorgeous blue and brown. What a combination, right? My mother wore a lot of blues and browns together. She loved navy and brown, and she looked so dynamite. Because my mom's eyes were the color of the blue that I'm wearing today. They were absolutely the most beautiful blue eyes, and they were crystal clear. It was just amazing. So blues and browns were fantastic together. I hope you feel the same. I hope you enjoy the color combinations that I'm working on, and thank you for joining me this morning. I hope your day is splendid. Get out there and just slay it all. Just be so successful in all that you do. See, my plant came back, thank goodness, from yesterday. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments, for your continued support in this community. And your comments are out there. People are reading them and commenting on them, and we are helping each other be the best that we can be. And that's what this is all about. Helping you and I have the best day, best week, the best month, best year, so our life can be as successful as we can make it, and helping each other along the way. That's what this community is all about. After all, that's what community does. Helps you live your very best life. And remember, it doesn't matter if you are 20, 40, 60, 90, if you've got a goal and a dream, go get it. Don't let age be the reason you don't go for it. More now than ever before. There's so much opportunity. There's so many things that we can all do. And just don't let it get in your way. Life is too short to have regret. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Everything will be in the comments section below, all the product information. And I'd love to hear from you. So keep sending me those messages, everybody. And if you have an idea for a podcast that you would like to talk about, whatever it is, any subject, not just makeup, any subject, please let me know because I'm compiling a list. And it's important to communicate with you on the things that are important in your life or challenges in your life. Let's work together to make our lives easier and have a more unified community where we talk to each other about things. After all, coming to the middle and conversations create change. And that's what we need. God bless. Have a spectacular Thursday, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. God bless.